So here's Blackbeard, looking nice as well. In the figure you kind of see all he has. He has a sword, 2 pistols up here, 2 pistols down there, as well as the hat there. On the back, normal stuff. Kind of have the picture of him as well as the exclusive in-game content, which are the Blackbeard sales. So go ahead and crack into this and see what we got. So here he is, Blackbeard out of the package. Going over to the figure, you do have a lot of the detail that you would see that we have been seeing with these figures. So you got a lot of black and grays. You do have a lot of silver just to kind of show off the details of his outfit, which look very nice. You have kind of like a strap here to hold the guns. So going into the articulation, he does have the arm movement to go straight out, go straight down, is on that ratchet. Same thing with the arm. You got that arm 90 degree, and then it just stops straight. You do get the 360 degree at the arm, as well as the 360 degree at the wrist. The wrist does move forward and back on a ratchet. Same thing with the other side. You do have that ratchet movement forward and back. Actually, the right arm will not do the ratchet on the wrist, but it does do the 360 degree, the 90 degree, and go up. So that's nice. And then going to the bottom here, most likely he will be hindered by the back here. Kind of move that leg back. You do get a, looks like you get a little, you get a 90. You got the regular kind of ankle pivot, which is nice. The ankle pivot is actually starts over under his pants, so that's probably what makes it really good. You get the kind of up and down movement on his foot. It actually feels like the foot is on a ball joint, so that's very cool. Same thing with the other side. You do get the 90 degree, then you get the kind of ball joint pivot, which goes 360 degrees, as well as the right leg does not actually do that ball joint pivot, huh? It's kind of odd. So, kind of varied articulation. The head does move about that much. It's not a lot of movement, just because I think it's hindered by the jacket as well as his hair. So this guy, Blackbeard, looks very awesome. He has a lot of accessories, so we'll get into those now. So he does get his hat, which goes right on top there, which looks really nice. You got the feathers on there, black feathers. Doesn't have the fuses though, but it's still pretty cool. You do get the sword for Blackbeard, which is nice. I think that's one of the reasons we do get that wrist movement on this side, is just because he can have the sword in that hand. So we'll go ahead and try to do that here. Gonna have to move that thumb out of the way. Kind of slip that back there. And then the sword is in his hand there. Sword looks nice as usual. And then if you want to take the sword out, you can go ahead and do so. Trying to see where you can put the sword on here. I think actually, sword will actually come off here and just probably slip into one of these side pieces here. So you can actually have that right there, which looks pretty nice. Doesn't look out of place, so that most likely is where it's going to go. And then going into his firearms, he does have 2 of the long pistols and then 2 short, or 1 short and 1 medium. So that's very cool. You kind of get that varied effect of the pistols, and those all slide into his kind of bandolier here. So you get the smallest one going up here. Or how are we going to do this? Okay, so I was mistaken on how this long one goes. The long one actually goes up here in the middle. So the long gun goes there. The short gun does actually go on top here. Just have to work that in, I guess. So there's that one. You do have this one that can go there, which is the medium. And then you do have There's a hole for that one, but I don't. In the picture, it actually doesn't have him holding it. It actually has him holding one of the guns in his hand. So we'll go ahead and do that. So it doesn't seem like he has a trigger finger though, which is kind of messed up. Just especially since he has all those guns, it would have been nice if he would have had a trigger finger. And then in the picture, it actually does have him hold the sword, as well as I noticed that the sword did fall out over here. So it's probably better to have that over here. So there's the Blackbeard figure from Todd McFarlan, or McFarlan Toys, I mean. It's a nice figure. I would have liked if they, if all the guns would have fit in there, as well as if he would have had a trigger finger. But with me collecting all the figures, since I'm a big Assassin's Creed fan, it's not that big a deal. I am displaying them in the package, which I do like these packages a lot more than the NECA ones, just because with the NECA ones, you pretty much open the package and you were done. You couldn't do anything with the package as far as like putting them back in there, unless you tried to like kind of had to Houdini it and try to pull it out. But I do like with this one that these ones kind of are taped on the side, so you can go ahead and latch these back over and put the figure back in there. I noticed that when I looked at the package, it does say exclusive on Blackbeard, Black Bart, and Connor. So I'm wondering what the exclusive is, as far as if they're exclusive to GameStop, because I noticed Big Bag Toy Store did have some of the newer figures. Like I know they had Benjamin Hornigold with a Connor from the Tyranny of George Washington, but we'll see how that pans out later. So the only ones we don't have the only ones I don't have right now are Benjamin Hornigold, Black Bart, and Connor in his New York outfit. So once those come out, I will definitely pick those up and review those. So that has been the Assassin's Creed review for the 2 McFarlan Toys figures that just came out, as well as the Assassin's Creed Edward Kenway Hidden Blade. So Moustache again, peace. Comment, like, and subscribe if you want to get some more Assassin's Creed reviews. When I do get the special edition for the PS4, I will definitely be doing an unbox for that as well. So like I said, Moustache again, peace.